Good morning. Thank you for inviting me and letting me explain you what happens today in France about the nuclear waste management and the geological disposal project in Bure. I'm Benoit JAQUET. I'm the General Secretary of the CLIS of Bure. And the CLIS is the local committee for information and follow-up of the researches leaded in the laboratory. And it is existing for any underground laboratory in France. Of course, there is only one laboratory in France, so there is only one CLIS. And it's provided by law in 1991 in France and created in 1999. And in the same time, a decree authorized the ANDRA, it's the National Agency for Nuclear Waste Management, to build the laboratory in Bure, in the department of Meuse, in the northeast of France. Today, the CLIS is an association with which missions are to, of course, follow up the researches led by ANDRA, related to the radioactive waste management and more specifically related to the project of geological disposal. Second mission is to inform the public, the local public, national and beyond, and to organize the dialogue on the project between all the people that want to discuss. It is financed by funds coming half from the state and half from the waste producers. And the amount is about 300,000 euros per year. Its composition, about 90 members, is more or less representative of the civil society. We have representatives of the state, with the prefects of Meuse and Haute-Marne, chiefs of regional direction of industry and regional health agency of the new region in France of Alsace, Lorraine and Champagne-Ardenne. And also we have representatives of elected institutions, each level in France, parliament, region, departments, Meuse and Haute-Marne, and also municipalities around the site of Bure, and it includes 29 municipalities in Meuse and 18 municipalities in Haute-Marne, but there are very short communes with a few people living there. And then we have representatives of social and economic activities, agriculture, industry, trade unions, so on. Representatives of environmental associations, including the historical associations created against the project, representatives of medical professions and qualified members. And it's important to precise that the Nuclear Safety Agency, we call ASN in France, and the ANDRA are also in the CLIS, but only as consultative members. They do not participate to the decision. Well, this kind of committee is one way in France to ensure the involvement of the civil society in the decision-making process. It can be criticized, and it is the case, of course, because the legitimacy of the representatives is questioned today, not only in France, I think. And some are asking for a more direct participation of the citizen. Well, but today we have to deal with solutions like this local committee or local commission, or public inquiries, public debates. And all those procedures have been implemented in our case. So for the CLIS, it's important to allow the people living around the site or living in France or abroad to be well informed and to be able to participate to such procedures. And we can see that there is a problem, in fact, because we cannot be sure that the participation will have an impact on the final decision. Well, maybe we will see that later. Because our activities, we try to give all the informations we have collected to the public. It's not always easy to get information from Andra, for example. It's better today than 10 years ago, but it's still in progress, in fact. And so we organize public sessions, meetings in the municipalities around Bure. We have a newsletter, publications in local newspaper, well, internet site, DVD, and things like that. But we also try to get our own informations with independent expertises, participation to international conferences or to European research programs. This, in fact, is the place of the CLIS as a tool for the people. But the CLIS has also its own role. Not directly. It's not directly involved in the decision-making process. It has no decision or co-decision power. But it is sometimes consulted by the government for advice. It's sometimes too late because it's at the end of the process. But in fact, the real and effective role of the CLIS is regarding the decision-making process is its capacity to influence it, and that's a big issue for us. I give you two concrete examples. In 2006, there is a new law on radioactive waste management was adopted in France, but it was not decided to authorize the geological disposal. It could be the decision, but it was decided to give more time for researches, and that's what the CLIS was asking for. Or in 2009, after several demands of the CLIS, Andra, the agency, changed its scientific program and added drilling at 2,000 meters depth to collect geothermal or geothermic, I don't know, data in the area of Bure. So these are concrete examples of influence. And more recently, the IRSN Institute for Radio Protection and Nuclear Safety in France, it's the technical support of the Nuclear Safety Authority, created a working group with CLIS members and also CLIS members, CLIS National Association of the local commission existing near the nuclear facilities. This group is allow us to participate to the instruction of the safety options file of Andra. And this is a step before an eventual demand of creation of the geological disposal in 2018, maybe, we don't know. But that is the first time that we are associated so early in such an approach. And we hope that this will have an impact on the final advice that the Nuclear Safety Authority has to give on Andra's document. And the work is still going on till next summer, and we will see if our concerns are taken into account or not. And in case of success, this approach could be reproduced later for the instruction of Andra's demand for creation of geological disposal. I would like to precise that most of the CLIS members have no basic knowledge about the different fields of research, geology, hydrology, nuclear physics, so on, things that are very complicated. So to be able to play their role, and especially as a relay for the organization that they are representing, they need trainings. So we organize sessions with university professors, visits of nuclear sites in France or abroad, like in Sweden or in Belgium, in Switzerland, and so on. And working groups on specific topics like health and environment, and that's a very important point for us, like the risks of geological disposal, the safety, and the reversibility or retrievability, another subject in France that is discussing. These activities require time and money, not for the members because they are all volunteers, but it's a very long-term process. But for the moment, we have time and we have money. We'll see. It's still the case in 5 years. I would like to give you quickly some worries and questions about the project. For the CLIS, regarding the safety during operation and on the long term, many questions are still remaining about risks of fire, of explosion, about the transports. And for the population, we notice that their fears or doubts or hopes maybe are not concerning the long-term safety because it's too far, but the risks and nuisance in the daily life, more concrete for them. For example, the transports during construction or for the waste through the villages, the surface repository and the eventual rejects, the impact of ANDRA's surfaces facilities on their habits. And that's very important, in fact, habits like hunting or looking for mushrooms in the wood. And the people are very are expecting that they can continue these activities. Well, in fact, the more the project becomes concrete, the more the local populations has questions and worries. Some have hopes also for employment or economic local development. But what happened last summer is clearly a good example. Last June, the ANDRA began some works in a wood near Mandres-en-Barrois. It's a little village near Bure. And it's a place where could be settled the surface facility, the overgrown facility, above the geological disposal. First, the people don't understand that ANDRA begins to work also to begin to prepare the project also. They don't have any authorization to build the geological disposal. And then, what did ANDRA do in this wood? The agency, the employees cut down trees and built a wall all around the wood to protect equipments because there were demonstrations of opponents. But in fact, ANDRA, the agency didn't have the authorization to do that. And at the end, the agency was condemned by a court to repair the site. And now the wood is occupied by opponents, supported by the inhabitants of the village of Mandres, because the wood belonged previously to the commune, and the people were told that they could have access even after ANDRA became the owner. So I think it will be difficult for ANDRA to come back to the site on the field, and mostly because it has now to face with new opponents, in fact, almost professional, coming from other sites in France, like Notre-Dame-des-Landes. Yes, that's right. And they are not there only to sit down and wait. So, and in addition to that, there is an ongoing court case. 4 inhabitants of Mandres are challenging the ownership of the wood. And following the latest development, the court could or may cancel the swap between the commune and the agency. We are waiting for the decision at the end of this month, maybe. Well, but for the CLIS, it's also a problem because it could be difficult. It could be a difficult period because dialogue is not easy with people who don't want to speak with others, and it's the same on each side. People in favor or people against. Well, whatever. For the CLIS, what is important to say is that there is no need to go too fast in this process. It's important to take time to explain and to listen to the people. And the last example, a new law was voted in July 2016 to precise a new planning for the decision-making process and to define a new phase, a new step, a pilot phase. For the CLIS, this pilot phase has to be an independent phase. That's to say, it has to be authorized, and at the end of this period, we need assessment, and we can see if it's possible to go on or if we have to stop. But we are not sure that Andra shares this point of view. For them, maybe if they are authorized to do the pilot phase, they are also authorized to do the under disposal. That's the future. We will see. Thank you.
Thank you very much.